Hi team, I just want to give you some AWR refreshers before you give your peer your gradebooks and check your peer's gradebooks. I've met with a few different TPs to check this information with them just to make sure we're all kind of on the same page. So what I want to talk about first is if we just have like a random floating standard. So say I assign this standard in LP3 and I never graded it and I'm not reassigning it. I might be reassigning it in LP5, which I can't do now because we have to finish LP4 first. I either need to grade it out or I need to let it go. But we don't want any standards just floating at the semester because we need to think of LP4 as the end of a semester without being graded. If you have some in LP4 that haven't been graded, that's fine, but a majority of them should be graded. Another thing is if you have a standard that you've assigned multiple times, if you've assigned it multiple times, there should be a grade at the semester for that standard. They might continue working on that next semester, which is fine, but at the semester, it should be graded, especially if they've been working on it for a whole semester. So at this point, I would grade out this standard since I've already assigned it multiple times. Sometimes we might have a standard where we saw it at the beginning in LP1. They've continued to work on it and they worked on it again in LP4. We want to grade these out as well. So if it's a mid-cycle, they should be graded in between here as well. So it could be an ME all the way across the board if you want to do that. Sometimes we might have a standard where, let me delete those real fast. We assigned it, oops. They didn't do well on it. This is, oh shoot. Trying to hold my phone and record at the same time. They didn't do well on it. I'm going to assign it again in LP4 because they have now mastered that skill. So you can go from a BE to an ME, which is completely fine. You can also have a standard where they've worked on it multiple times. Say it's an extensive standard and you can grade it an ME multiple times. Say you had a standard, they mastered it in LP2, you graded it out, they might have done it again in LP4. You don't have to grade it again because you're saying I saw it mastered in LP2. It might be something that they continue working on, but you are not obligated to put it again in an LP just because you saw another work sample or body of work related to that standard. Once you grade it out with an ME, you can stop there. You don't have to continue to grade it. I think that is it. You want to make sure you have your overall grade at the top. If you have a mix of BEs and MEs down here, that's okay. You're just going to give an overall grade at the end. So here I have like a BE and an ME. Also remember, we're halfway through the school year, which means we should have half of the standards assigned at this point. So if you go to that AWR review checklist, right here it says 50% at the end of LP4. So you want to make sure that all standards and assignments are graded by the end of LP8. So we should have about half of them graded at this assigned and graded by LP4. Because by the time we get to LP8, there should only be a few that are assigned without a grade on the right-hand side. I think that is it. If you have any questions, just reach out and let me know.